So I just got home and I found another rejection email from the last company I applied to. It's now been like 4 months since I graduated in December. I graduated from MIT, high up in my class in CS, and I still can't find anything. So this has just been inside me for a while, so I just want to talk about.
Well, yeah, I mean, MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Tomfoolery, is a very good clown school, very prestigious. A lot of the top clowns come out of there. Um, in the past couple of years, I've seen a lot of good students come out of there. And I mean, at the same time, clown studies is a very hard degree. CS, it's not many people going into it for the passion these days. A lot of them are really only in it for the money. They see these huge numbers that you know, professional clowns are getting offered by these big circuses these days, and I think, oh, I can do that. I want that. But really, what really matters, and it's really heartbreaking to see, is that you need to have a passion for clownery, for tomfoolery, for everything clown related to succeed in this field. Most people don't clown around outside of the tent. Most people don't put in the effort that's really required to show your employers that you value this profession.
About it because I feel like if you're coming in to college, do not go into CS because you're not going to find a job. There's just too many of us at this point, and it's already hard to get a job. I feel like I can barely even get an interview.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the industry for 30 years. I hate to say it, but this has happened before and it'll happen again. This isn't so uncommon. Tons of people going into the clown colleges looking for jobs as clowns, and just too many, just more new grads than are jobs available at the moment. It's really a shame, but this is a relatively common problem. But the bright side is that clown studies always bounce back. Everyone's going to need a clown. The circus isn't going anywhere. There's always going to be spots for you if you stick it out and if you really if you are dedicated to the craft, you'll get a job.
Most times. And then even when I do, like the technical interview is just so hard. Like the last interview I was at, I had to write a Python program, which honestly, like I just completely forgot how to do. I thought I could get away with it by knowing JS, but it just wasn't enough. They did not care about that. I mean, even I tried to go more into it.
Well, there's your problem. JS or juggling stuff is definitely versatile, but everyone knows how to use it. Circuses want people who can come in and write a snake scene right off the bat. It's a very underappreciated and highly desirable skill. I'd definitely learn it if you can. Something that people forget often, especially in interviews, is that giving your animal handler a script of the scene will really help them select the right Python for the job. And it'll make your scene just that much better. It will help you a lot when you're interviewing. Just something to keep in mind, especially if you're preparing for interviews.
Um, I I knew React, and I tried to make this basic effect, but they said that it was just like too performance heavy and it was taking way too long for me to do. So I don't know. I just couldn't do it. And then it
Facial reactions is a very in-demand skill right now. It's good that this young man knows that knowing facial reaction will help him get that job. However, it's a kind of double-edged sword in a couple ways. You really have to nail the speed and not be too over-performative because that'll come off looking bad. Like as an employer, you're imagining, okay, what if this clown gets up on the stage, he gets hit in the toe or whatever, and that frown takes 10 seconds to come across his face. He's not getting any laughs. It's really embarrassing as a circus and as a clown performer, and management's going to remember that next time promotion packages roll around. Very important to get right.
ended with they asked me to write a bash script, and honestly, I didn't even know what they were talking about. So I just, I don't know. And
Yeah, so writing a bash script is pretty basic work for a clown. It's something every professional should know how to do. I'm really kind of surprised they didn't teach this at college. For bash scripts, usually I like to go with a club or sometimes a fake hammer, and usually bashing them on the head gets the most laughs, but it's really important to write a full script beforehand so the other clown knows what's coming. Just remember that when you do interviews.
Then they were also talking about needing agile, and like I find that so confusing, and like their ticketing system was so confusing, and I just feel like I can't get any experience without actually working at a company.
Yeah, so agility and flexibility are really underrated parts of being a full-time clown. I've been a clown for over 3 decades, and I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to be able to bend when you're doing a fake face plant or something. I mean, as for tickets, though, I'm kind of confused why he's bringing this up. You'd really only need to do collecting tickets and stuff if you're working at the ticket booth. It's not really a clown's job, especially in a good clown company.
Like I tried working at a startup, and they just had me write programs like all day long. That's like all I was doing. It was horrible.
So earlier on in my career, I'd been at a startup for a couple years, and yeah, you might think you want to be performing instead of writing, but it's really hard work. It really takes the life out of you. When my time at a startup, they made me juggle for 24 hours straight. It was horrible. I couldn't touch a juggling pin for the next 30 years. It was horrible. Yeah, writing clown programs and shows is definitely much more sustainable long term. I definitely stick to that.
And it's not like I haven't done anything either. Like I had an internship, and I was working on like reducing production container size, and so it's not like I'm doing nothing, but it's just I can't seem to get.
So that's some good experience for a clown intern. Working on container size is very important work. If the containers are too big, concession engineers end up handing out too many peanuts to the crowd, and that can cost a whole lot of money. Very important work. But, I mean, like I said before, this is pretty odd for a clown to do. Normally, this is a concession engineer's job, and experience-wise, it really doesn't put you at the top of the list. But what are you going to do? Internships are really hard to come by as a clown, so...
Anything. And at this rate, I feel like if it keeps going like this, I'm going to have to just get into something that's not CS. Like, I would do anything. I would do, like, garbage collection even. I would do anything.
So that's a pretty interesting direction to take it. Maybe this is viable 20 or 30 years ago, but it's mostly a solved problem these days. Performance optimization for garbage collected languages really isn't that important these days. You'd be surprised, but computers are really fast compared to when they were first starting out. And people have optimized garbage collection to the point where it really doesn't matter that much anymore. Most of the time, in big software companies, bottlenecks come from database connections or network, waiting on network or I/O. Usually, and especially with cloud infrastructure, most of the time it's easier to run more copies of a program on the cloud or rewrite the section of the program that's slow in a faster language than it is to optimize garbage collection. If you're still looking to go into software, maybe something like compiler optimization or GPU programming would be a better choice, but up to you.
But I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just all over the place. It's just so frustrating. And I just want to put that out there for you guys, whoever's watching, to maybe make a better choice and not do what I did. But this is bad, so I'm just going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I really do feel for this guy. I think it's very obvious he's putting in a lot of effort into perfecting his clown studies. I mean, while there are a couple of areas he could improve, back when I was entering the job market, it was kind of expected that new hires would be somewhat lacking in knowledge and be able to learn on the job. And if you're watching this in the same situation, don't be too hard on yourself. There's tons of other clowns in the same scenario as you are. Really, all we can do at this point is just hunker down, keep working, and try and get through this together. We'll come out the other side, and you'll be able to find a job very easily. You just have to put in the work now and stay dedicated. We'll all get through this soon enough. Till next time.